Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're very excited that you've taken time out of your busy day to join us today. My name is Sean Michael Lewis, and I'm here with the CEO of Tier Level, Whitney Ramirez. We have spent close to the last 10 years working with hundreds of businesses around the country, around the world, helping them generate more traffic from their Google My Business listing, or what we call now Google Business Profile. There's been a few name changes of what it is. And we just want to make sure that, throughout this presentation, you understand first what it is. And many of you might be aware that you have access to it, or you don't have access to it, or it's just sitting out there on the internet. But how can you optimize that to work in your favor? This is not about putting money into something to create direct leads. That's more what we call search engine marketing, which is more on the pay-per-click side. But this is going to talk about what you can do within your business. And at the end, we'll even open up opportunities if you want to schedule some more follow-up for some more one-on-one training and insight. We will have some available times for you to do that as well. So without further ado, I would like to turn things over to Whitney Ramirez. You'll notice a few polls that will go up throughout the presentation. Feel free to answer those, and then we'll have some open discussion at the end of the presentation. So Whitney, without further ado, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Thanks for joining, everyone, and thanks to everyone who's watching on LinkedIn right now. Essentially, this webinar today is really more like a free training and just explaining the importance of the Google Business Profile, how to optimize it, and why to optimize it. So I'm first just going to start with the agenda today. So we're going to go over what is the Google Business Profile, 4 reasons to optimize, and then I'm actually going to go into a live demo for these right here. I also am going to provide a resource page to kind of outline everything that I showed you in the webinar and training. And so that way you can kind of take these pieces of advice and implement them with your team for your own business and anywhere applicable. And then we'll open up for questions. So first, what is the Google Business Profile? It was called Google My Business before, but it's basically your free organic listing. So when customers search a keyword or keyword themes, or even just a short sentence or question, they're either going to get the map pack or they're going to get a knowledge panel on this left side here. I'm demonstrating the knowledge panel, and that's where a single Google Business Profile shows up as a result of a search. Most people are more familiar with the map pack showing up. So whenever a customer is searching or you're searching, you're going to see Google local service ads at the very top. Then you're going to see pay-per-click. Then you're going to see the map pack, which are Google Business Profiles. And those are Google's recommended results for the search. And then you're going to see the organics at the bottom. So that is kind of the line items of how things show up in a search. So there's 2 different ways. And then if you go to the map section after the search, those are all Google Business Profiles. And that's where customers can see your website, get directions. They can see all your reviews, where you're located, your phone number, website, appointment listing. They can see products and services, questions and answers. And they can also see posts. So, why optimize the Google Business Profile? That's kind of the question that we get. And, a lot of people don't optimize their Google Business Profile. As you're doing searches, whatever you're searching for, next time you take a search, if you look at the profiles, you'll see that not a lot of people have them super built out. They're not optimizing it. They're not posting regularly. They're not getting a ton of reviews. And so the question is, why put effort or time into optimizing your Google Business Profile? The first reason is increased visibility. So the more you optimize, the more you feed information from the business side into your Google Business Profile, Google will reward your listing, essentially, because Google loves itself. Google wants the search to start and end on Google. And so the more you put into your listing, the more Google will reward it. The second reason is improved credibility. So when your customers are searching, they're looking for ease and convenience, and they're looking to make sure that you offer what they're looking for. And if your Google Business Profile is built out to where they can see your products or services, where you're located, your phone number, your website, they can see that you have good credibility with your reviews. Like that's a huge competitive advantage. Advantage number 3 is better user experience. You know, we want the customer to pick your business. And if they have everything they need in your profile to make a decision right then and there, then that's another advantage for you. And then I definitely messed up on this one. It's just competitive advantage number 4 is to have a competitive advantage. So by updating your Google business profile and your other directory listings, that gets you ahead of your competition. Because like I said, there's not a lot of people in any industry that I've seen where everyone in that industry is on top of optimizing their Google business profile. And if you are on top of optimizing it, you have a much better chance of capturing more organic free leads to your listing than the other guys. So this is the resource page. I'm going to go back to this and reference it. And I'm going to send this to everyone who's attending and who's watching right now. But I'm going to jump into a live demo to actually kind of show you the back end of a Google business profile and all the sections that are really important to consistently optimize to ensure that your profile is staying very competitive. So I'm going to stop sharing the slide deck and get into the actual Google business profile backend, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when it comes to optimizing the profile and where to start.
Absolutely. And Whitney, one thing I want to make very clear is that everything we're about to talk about when we're going through these profiles is not something you just do to necessarily just check off the box. I mean, there is an element of checking things off to make sure things are getting completed, but a big part of this is really about humanizing that experience, like Whitney said. Like, what are you doing to properly articulate what your business does? Are you answering questions? Because when you think about Google, a lot of times people are asking questions: how to do this? Where can I find this? Where do I buy this? And when you can provide answers to those types of questions, and first off, you have to know what type of questions people are asking in your specific industry. Because if you're just randomly throwing out marketing jumbo mumbo out there, it's not going to have the results that you're looking for in the long-term effect.
Yeah, definitely. It's changed a lot. I mean, Google puts out new updates on the Google business profile so frequently, and you're about to see the latest update, which is the profile meter, essentially. So this is what you see when you go to google.com/business. This is where you manage your profile. And I'm going to use Printed Theory as an example, but this is the back end of Google business profile. You're going to see this is brand new with Google, and you'll see your profile strength. Google actually makes it very easy to see what you need to update and what you need to do to make your profile more competitive. But one tip is, if you are not doing Google ads, this profile strength is never going to be the complete circle. Like I said, Google loves Google. They want people to invest in Google, both on the free side and the paid side. So this is just another incentive from Google to get people to pour into ads, because they're saying that your profile strength is not going to be 100% unless you're doing advertising, which you don't necessarily need to do, but it does give you that competitive advantage on Google. So this is where you would go on the back end of your profile to make edits, read reviews, respond to messages. You can add photos, you can look at your calls, you can look at the calls and what numbers they came from, whether it was answered or missed. You can do advertising here. You can ask for reviews, add updates, Q&A. You can see the call history and the numbers. You can edit your service and edit your products. So where I want to start is what's called NAP. So name, address, and phone number is the first most important piece of your Google business profile. You want to make sure your name, address, and phone number are all accurate and available on your Google business profile. If you needed to edit and add that, you would click edit your business information. The next thing I wanted to focus on is this new product section. So even if you're a service-based business, you can add in your services as products, and you can put in keywords and more information and links to your website on this back end right here. So Even if you're in restoration or cleaning or construction, you can put these services here. You can put in more information about your service with one of your local photos and really optimize your profile. So that way customers can actually see, what your service looks like when they're viewing your profile. You can also put in your services as well. So this is a little bit of double work, but it still beefs up your profile. You can also manage this question and answer section. So customers can actually go in and ask questions to your business that you can answer on your profile. So when it comes to frequently asked questions, that is a great spot to make sure that those are being answered. It also shows Google that you're responding to your customers.
Hey, Whitney, I have a question for you. And I know the Ask Question was a newer feature that came out several years ago. Is a lot of times you go to a lot of profiles, even like this business is a little newer. Is it proper to have somebody like with a different Google username, maybe in the local market, go and ask some predetermined questions that you might kind of coordinate? I know you have to be very careful with coordinating with Google, but is there a way to kind of generate some of those things, like for this with a screen printing shop? Do you have minimum orders? Do you have whatever? Like, is that something that could be beneficial for a business, or do they have to be very careful how they execute on that?
Yeah, anyone with a Gmail can go in and ask a question here. And we do this for our Serpro clients through Yext. So we're actually able to add a question and answer it from the business side, kind of all in one fell swoop. For this business right here, yes, anyone could go in and ask, what is considered a frequently asked question. The only thing I say to be careful about is keyword stuffing. Obviously, like Google knows when content's like thin quality. If we're saying like, how many t-shirts does it take to get custom t-shirt design? Like, we want it to make sense, of course, and not have crazy amount of keywords to where it looks kind of fake. So as long as it's a real legitimate question. Then we have reviews down here. So the recommendation for reviews, I say 50 is the best starting point. But 100 plus reviews is going to be the most competitive to make sure that you're staying in strong competition with other people in your area that are in the same industry. And you're going to want to make sure those reviews are responded to within 24 to 48 hours. And the best way to think about this Google business profile in general is just a feedback loop, essentially, because Google's getting feedback from the business side from you, but it's also getting feedback from the customer side as well. So it's taking into consideration both customer feedback and the business feedback, which Sean just put up a poll about Google Posts. This is a feature that is not super new. It's actually quite old, but it's a very under-optimized section of the Google business profile where you can add in, updates of the business. You can do offers. You can put in reviews, like this is another offer right here. But whenever you're adding posts to your Google business profile, it's just super simple. You can add in, order online, buy, learn more, call now. So you can put a call to action for your customers to actually go in and interact with the Google business profile and allow them to, contact your business just straight from here. So there is, anything and everything a customer could really need to make contact and get an in with your business is through this Google business profile. And, it's a very simple, underutilized platform. We've been, working on what was Google My Business for 6 years now when it kind of first launched, and we started to test out posts, and we tested out 1 post a week versus 3 posts a week versus 5. And we kind of determined what type of content is Google looking for, how are our customers getting the best results from this. And it's an incredible feature that, it's a heavy part of organic social media, not social media, SEO, for us to get our customers more business. So this is the Google business profile. It's an awesome platform, and you can add photos. your logo. I mean, each section here has a very important, you know, result in terms of your goals for your business. Like I said, you can add offers, you can add events, and the more you add here, the more Google is going to reward your business, and the more customers will reward your business as well.
Whitney, would you like to kind of show them a little bit on how they can track some of the basic metrics when it comes to Google My Business? I didn't know if you were going to get that far into it, but I wanted to kind of show like how it articulates the information of what the profile is doing as well.
Yeah, definitely. So when you click on performance, this is going to show you the metrics for this specific listing and, you know, the selected amount of time. The cool thing about this is that you can see calls, you know, you can see like the traction between the different months, and it'll even give you, you know, missed calls by weekday, no information. And that means there's likely no missed calls here. When it comes to messages, you know, you can opt in or opt out of Google messaging. For this business specifically, we found it was a lot of soliciting. No actual customers had been sending messages. So we disabled this to, you know, disregard spam. We can add bookings. There's no bookings open for this business right now. You can see how many people requested directions to your business. And you can also see how many people clicked right through to go to your website. So it's honestly not my favorite reporting. So we do third-party report through the Google Business Profile to get more data. And we pay for a different platform to do that. I think they used to have a lot more options to see these numbers and see better data, but switching over to the website managed platform, it's just not my favorite for analytics, but it does give some basic view on how your listing is performing, how many people are seeing it, how many people are calling, and it's very basic. But if you want more data, I would say definitely look into third-party reporting like we do. You're going to get a lot more information and be able to track your ROI a lot better.
Yeah, and you can kind of see like even on this, just for the overall interaction, there's a nice trajectory going upwards. Obviously, February dropped down a little bit, but it's also a shorter month. But this definitely shows through consistency. And this is a business that we've been managing not even for a full year yet. And it seems like every month it's getting more visibility. The actual web link is right below the map listings when you're searching for related things on this particular business, like many of our other customers. So, you know, this is the big thing that we always want to articulate. This is not something you're going to see results if you just go in and do one-time sweep over all the information. This is all about consistency. This is all about doing so many of the things that Whitney just talked about, getting reviews, doing those updates and posts, putting new photos, but not even just putting the photos up, going into the back end of the photo with a third-party tool like Photoshop or Illustrator and putting different data, meta descriptive tags in those photos so Google knows what it's reading. And when you do these things consistently, you start to see that move up, and start to be in that top 3 on the map listings. And your website, if it is optimized at a certain level, and that's a whole other topic of discussion, your website will typically trail right under that map listing if you continue to do that optimization. I'm going to go ahead and let Whitney open it up for Q&A unless you have anything else you want to kind of touch on, Whitney, before you close up. We are going to put a poll up on the screen that you are welcome to reach out if you want to do a one-on-one. If you just click yes, we'll send you some available times and we can do a one-on-one evaluation of your business. It's completely free. No, you don't have to work with us. We do offer services that do the type of management on a day in and day out basis. It's very affordable, especially for the amount of leads and drive to your business that you will receive. But feel free just to reach out or click that yes if that's something you want to do, and we will send you a list of available times to kind of look at your business more one-on-one and give you a half-hour overview of what you can do to immediately optimize your profile as well.
Definitely. This is the resource page, just kind of fully recap the top areas that I mentioned as I was going through the Google Business Profile, but any questions anyone has just kind of on the spot, I'd be happy to answer those. Also have my email and my direct cell here. So if anyone wants to reach out for questions, or is interested in learning more, I'd be definitely happy to schedule some time.